Big lead with 5,600 and command of the board. Make a selection.
Let's finish off Hail to the Chef for 1,000.
This Frenchman who created the peach melba was known as the king of chefs and the chef of kings. Brad.
Who is Escoffier?
Yes.
New York Times 400.
I'm Linda Greenhouse. In a 1991 case I covered, the Supreme Court overturned a New York law aimed at preventing criminals from profiting by selling their stories, a law informally named for this 1970s killer.
Mike.
What is The Son of Sam?
Right.
Let's try the 1990s for 6.
The 1996 crash of this airline's Flight 800 broke the calm of a sultry summer evening along the Long Island shore. Brad.
What is TWA?
That's the aircraft, yes.
New York Times 800.
I'm James Risen. In 1998, I reported on the deadly al-Qaeda bombings of U.S. embassies in these two neighboring African countries, a prelude to the worse attacks to follow.
Mike.
What are Kenya and Tanzania?
Yes.
Let's take New York Times, the 1990s for 1,000.
Answer. The Daily Double. You can risk any or all of your 1,600.
Wow. 1,500.
Okay, here's the clue. Accord reached to end the war in Bosnia in a 1995 story datelined this Midwest U.S. city.
What is Dayton?
Dayton, the Dayton Accords, correct. 3,100.
How about World Wide Web for 200?
An old spider's home up in the corner of the attic. Mike.
What is a cobweb?
Right.
Let's try World Wide Web for 400.
Hyphenated appendage adjective for a frog or beaver. Jill.
What is web-toed?
Web-toed?
Or web-footed?
Web-foot, yes, both acceptable.
Good. The World Wide Web for 600?
A nickname for Spider-Man. It's also a toy you can buy to pretend to be him. Brad.
What is Web Slinger?
Yes.
Web 800.
Seen here is this diagram of ecological relations. Mike.
What is a food web?
Right.
Let's try the web for 1,000.
19th century treaty that settled the northern boundaries of Maine and Wisconsin. Brad?
What is the Weber-Ashburton Treaty?
No. Mike?
What is the Webster-Ashburton Treaty?
The Webster, not Webber. Sorry, Brad. Mike, you get to pick. You're moving up.
The two doors for 200.
Ford introduced this avian two-door in 1954. Brad?
What's a Thunderbird?
Good.
400.
In the early 1950s, Chevrolet PR executive Myron Scott came up with the idea of naming this two-door for a type of fast warship. Brad?
What's a Corvair?
No. Mike or Jill? What is a Corvette? Back to you, Brad.
600.
This sporty Triumph convertible that debuted in 1962 shares its name with a classic British fighter plane. Brad.
What's a Spitfire?
Good.
800.
Mazda introduced the sprightly MX-5, also known as this, in 1989. Jill?
What is the Miata?
That's it. Now the $1,000 clue. More than a minor success, this British car was born in a two-door version in 1948. And that would be the Morris Minor. Morris Minor. Jill, you're going first in Double Jeopardy.